Happy Tuesday, guys. Today's workout is a bunch of EMOMs. So we have 3 EMOM 10s back to back, so there's no rest in between. The first EMOM 10 is 10 to 20 wall balls. So you're gonna pick a number, something that's not too challenging, that you think you can maintain for 10 rounds every minute on the minute. So you may start lower and then add a little bit. I would avoid going really hard. So if 20 is way out of your reach and you're just gonna try for the first 2 rounds, you're probably gonna fall back. And I'd rather you pick something kind of in between so you maximize the number of reps you get out of this one. Same idea with the push-ups. In the second EMOM 10, you're going for 10 to 20 push-ups here. 10 to 20 push-ups here, guys, are gonna start to feel challenging. Even if you do 10 every minute on the minute, you're getting 100 reps in. But let's try and make that the standard today to get at least 100 reps, whether it's off your toes or off your knees. Still make it challenging today, guys, to get 100 reps in today to build that volume in the push-up. Last 10 minutes is 8 to 15 calories every minute on the minute on the assault bike. So focus of today, guys, is positioning, especially for the first 2 movements today. Positioning, we want to be able to activate the right muscle groups. So with the wall balls, it's a big one. If we feel it a lot in our quads, it might be a good indication that we're a little too forward on our squat, and we want to be thinking a little bit more of the hamstrings and the glutes. So make sure you're feeling out your heels. Your heels should be like rooted into the ground, but not all the way that your toes are off the ground. You want to be able to activate those glutes on those hamstrings by keeping the heels down, but also keeping your toes down. But watch that your weight isn't shifting forward where your heels are coming off the ground. That's when you're going to start to use a lot of the quads and also put unnecessary pressure on the knee. And you don't want to be doing that today with so many wall balls or any wall ball or any squat that you want to be doing. So with this, guys, think about those muscle groups being activated, those hamstrings, glutes, as you're doing those wall balls, because those are going to be your best friend today in doing them. And if you feel a little bit of soreness in your quads, that's okay, that's normal. But if it's all in the quads, you may want to be playing around with your positioning or your progression. If you're feeling it mid-wad, make sure you dial it back a little bit so you can focus on those positions and build good motor patterns, because you're doing a lot of reps and we want to put good reps in instead of bad reps into this workout. From there, you're going to transition into that push-up. Same idea. Think about the muscle activation in the second EMOM. You want to be keeping those elbows in nice and tight to use as much as the back as possible. So not just the chest here. We don't want to keep our elbows flared out because we're going to put, again, too much stress on the shoulders there. And instead we want to heel the elbows in so we can activate those lats, use a little bit more of the bigger muscle groups so we can get a lot of reps in. And again, you're keeping good form by keeping the elbows in and keeping your midline nice and tight. So again, with doing all these, guys, you're being efficient and you're maximizing the number of reps you get in this workout, and you're getting a lot of work done in a short amount of time. Even though it's 3 EMOMs, if you think about being efficient with your movements, you may be able to be on the higher end of the rep scheme and maintain that for longer just because you're moving more efficiently and each rep looks the same one after another. You don't have to think about adjusting every single time to a different style of movement. You're doing one consistent movement that'll keep your body more happy and more in control because you're doing the same thing over and over again in a good, with good form and good technique. So think about that, guys, when you're doing the workout. And again, even with assault bike, you may not think about technique as much per se in this one, guys. But again, think about staying tall in this one, using your legs, using your arms. You probably don't want to be using all arms in this one. You want to be using as much legs as possible because you're coming out of push-ups as well. So in general sense, guys, with the assault bike, push through your legs as much as you can. Just guide the handles with your hands. Or you may want to add a pull once in a while, just a little bit to get a little bit more of a drive. But again, a majority should be coming through your legs with the assault bike today. And see if you can challenge yourself. You should be out of breath and it should be really hard at the end of this one. If you're kind of coasting through it, you're probably scaled back too much. So you should be out of breath I would say even getting just into the assault bike after finishing the push-ups and the wall balls. You want to go into it tired, and I want you to just finish it all, empty the tank in those last 10 minutes of that EMOM there. So again, you want to be working for 35 to 45 seconds approximately. It's going to depend on your progression. I don't want you working right up to the minute, especially if you're starting that EMOM on whatever movement. If it's taking you 55 seconds to do the movement and the number of reps, you may want to scale back your progression. So you have a little bit of rest, but it's not that it's a lot of rest where you're losing that intensity and your heart rate is going down. You want to keep the heart rate up, but not at a max heart rate. You want to be kind of at 80%, 70% of your max heart rate or perceived effort as you go through this one. Once you've done this workout, we're going to do some bent over rows, single arm bent over rows here, really working that back, guys, and making sure we're working on unilateral movements. So that means single arm, single leg movements. And this is going to be good to build that upper body strength and also fix any imbalances you may have. You want to be working on that, guys. Sometimes you do barbell rows. Sometimes you want to be doing single arm rows too to isolate each arm on its own. Hope you guys enjoyed today's workout. A little bit of a different kind of feel to it. I know we've been doing a lot of EMOMs per se where we're going 4 movements and repeating that for 28, 32 minutes. This one's a little bit different, but the same idea. You've already built up the same amount of volume from the past. You've been working for 30 minutes. You've done a lot of this, so this shouldn't be awful. It should be manageable, but again, you want to be challenging yourself all the time with each and every workout. Hope you guys enjoy this one. We'll see you tomorrow for the next one.